lot of times when you're working in Blackboard, you're going to have occasions where you're going to get an error message, or you'll go to take a test and you're only going to have one question. The way to solve that is to clear your cookies and cache and to set up your F12. So you're going to go to the gear in the right-hand corner of the screen inside of the Explorer browser. When you click on that, you're going to go down to Internet Options. Once you hit Internet Options, you are going to have a box pop up, and about 2/3 of the way down the screen, you're going to see Browsing History. You're going to hit Delete. And on this page, you need to make sure the Preserve Favorite Website Data is unchecked. If that is checked and you go through this entire process, it can still hold on to some information that is going to continue to give you issues. Your temporary internet files and website files and your cookies and website data both need to be checked, and you can do whatever you want with the rest of them. And then once that is done, you're going to hit Delete. Once you've hit Delete, you're going to go to your tabs, and the fourth one over is Content. You're going to click on Content, and you're going to clear your SSL state. Click OK, and we're going to X out of Internet Options, and then you need to completely close down your Explorer browser. That means any windows that are open, they all need to be closed so that there isn't anything there. Then you're going to go back into Explorer. You want to go up to your URL, and you want to type in ellc.learn.army.mil and hit enter. And then once you've done this once, you can go back to using your favorites again. You're going to say OK to your Federation message. Now that we're on the login screen for Blackboard, we're going to go ahead and get our F12 set up. There are two different ways that you can get into the browser to set up your F12. The first is to go to your keyboard and across the top, hit the button that says F12. And the second is to return to the gear that we used to delete our cookies and cache. And we're going to click on that, and only this time we're going to go to F12 Development Tools. When I click that, you're going to notice that there's a box at the bottom of my screen. Now, there is a chance that when you open this, it's going to be a little bit smaller and you're not going to be able to see everything down here. Or go ahead and do what I did in the beginning. You scroll over here and you get the little double arrow and you pull up. So now that I have this open, I'm going to come over here to my document mode. And if you'll notice, it says 11 default and Internet Explorer 11. In order to get Blackboard compatible with Explorer, we are going to change both of these to 9. So my document mode, I'm going to change to 9. And my user agent string, I'm going to change to Internet Explorer 9. And I hope you noticed when I did that the screen kind of flickered and got smaller. That lets me know that the F12 is doing exactly what I needed to do. Now currently we are working in Internet Explorer, and some people choose to work in Edge. It is available on the computers. So I'm going to pull up Edge real quick here. And if you notice that this program does not have the gear at the top, what it does have are these 3 little dots. We're going to click on those. And if you'll notice, it says Developer Tools. It doesn't have the F12 in front of it, but it does the exact same thing. And when I click on Developer Tools on this particular one, you'll notice it also opens on the right-hand side. And it's set to the default currently. And the user agent string is set to Microsoft Edge default. You'll notice that there's not a browser mode on this particular setup in Edge. So there's only one place where you need to make a change, and that is over here at your user agent string. And I'm going to change that to Internet Explorer 9. Once again, you see the screen flicker. I know that it's working. That's the only difference between the two programs. Edge, you make one change. Internet Explorer, you make 2. We're going to return to Internet Explorer, and the rest of the steps are identical in either browser. So once I have everything set up, I'm going to come over here to this gear with the 3 lines underneath of it. When I click on that, I want you to notice that there is a blue box around it now, and it has a bluish tint to it. What I've just done is I have made these settings persistent. That means if you're working in Blackboard and the computer kind of refreshes itself, you're not going to lose your settings and have to go back and reset it all up again. It means that when you close Blackboard and get back into your browser the next time, you are not going to have to set up the 9 part again. Now, what you do need to do every time before you log into Blackboard is to hit your F12, and then you're going to minimize this from behind it. However, before you can minimize it, the very first time, and only the first time you go through this process, you're going to come over here, and right before the X, there's a couple folders. You're going to click on those, and that is going to unpin the box from the browser. Should you ever need to put that back, if you come over here and I hover, you can see it says pin. I can pin that back down there. However, when it's pinned, you're not able to minimize it. And we want this to continuously run behind the program while we're in Blackboard. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. And my next step is to log into Blackboard. And this will take care of the F12 issues, such as only getting one question for quizzes, or not being able to see an entire question, those different things that pop up sometimes when we're using Blackboard.